you can't just, take the license and slap something on and pick. You got to put together something that's actually entertaining, as opposed to just putting the name Mortal Kombat on it.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, Baraka, would you hold on please there, fella, while I talk to my audience? Well, how do you do, you fools? And as you can see, I'm getting into the mood for Mortal Kombat 2, which I saw tonight on a dusky, husky Friday at my local Waterloo BFI IMAX cinema. And without further ado, folks, let's get on with today's video. That's right, baby. Mortal Kombat 2 is the most 90s film that I've seen in the year and rear of 2026. So yes, yours truly booked himself a ticket just a few days before the IMAX screening tonight at Waterloo, the biggest cinema in the UK. The screen that is 10 double-decker buses high. But besides all of that, I could not resist it after the announcer at the IMAX said, "Please enjoy the film today." I shouted out, to a roar of laughter in the audience, and which somebody quipped, "Finish him!" Not me, but probably from the game itself, because why would anybody want to finish me off? Now, walking into this film, I knew they had made some character design choices I wasn't really happy with. Jade from the Mortal Kombat games.
I also love Jade. Don't worry.
Shockingly, she's not annoying, but still, I wish they went with a different actress just to complete the look of her as Kitana's bodyguard. Kitana, played by Adeline Rudolph, is actually good. She's not an insufferable girl boss, and I kind of like that. But of course, folks, you came here to hear what I had to say about Karl Urban, because this guy is a fantastically gifted actor and a comedian of sorts, because I'll get into that much later on. But Urban did not disappoint. I think my fear was, do we see enough of him in the film? Yes, he is the focal point of the marketing campaign, and I am pleased to tell you that yes, Urban doesn't dominate the proceedings like you think he might, but when he's called upon as the aging Johnny Cage in line with the MK video games, it makes sense that his character has no special powers apart from the gift of being incredibly handsome, which Mr. Urban actually is, and leaning into the fact that his 90s action films required stunt doubles, and therefore you see action scenes of him requiring a stunt double makes absolute sense. And also there's some very funny pop culture callbacks. So for example, in the trailer you've seen it where he leaves the Comic-Con because nobody has visited him to get a signed picture, packing the goods back into the back of his car when Raiden and Sonya, played by Jessica McNamee, turns up once again to reprise her role. Gosh, she is so gorgeous. She looks so absolutely fit as hell in her lovely outfits. And that's one thing I want to say about the film. Like, they're not leaning into the sexy design of the female characters from the MK games. They're kind of staying away from that. I think we're gonna leave that all to Street Fighter when that gets released in October, my birth month. I can hardly wait, folks. Turns around to see Raiden, to which he says, "Oh, wait a minute, love your cosplay, mate. Big Trouble in Little China?" Because if you don't know, that original incarnation of Raiden from John Carpenter was the inspiration for the character in the Mortal Kombat games as we know them. So thank you very much, Kurt Russell, Kim Cattrall, and of course Dennis Dunn and John Carpenter. But back to the review, folks. So that exchange is very good. It sets up everything that you need to know about why Johnny Cage has been pulled back into the ring. And I gotta say, the action scenes, the fight scenes are incredible. Now, people keep talking about a specific scene that probably goes on for maybe 5 or 6 minutes, designed for the IMAX or Cineworld super screen if you're that way inclined, but it looked incredible on the IMAX. I gotta say, the visual color palette of this movie is nuts, but I would say There is another fight scene later on in the movie which I think rivals the one that I'm talking about, and I think I might actually prefer that particular fight scene because that's the time, and I'm going to tell you who it's between. It's between Johnny Cage and Baraka, because the way that is set up, and by the end of it, it is so 90s cheese. I absolutely love it. Simon McCoy and Ed Boon, who by the way makes an hilarious cameo in this film. If you do not give us a spin-off film with Baraka and Johnny effing Cage, there is going to be a heated war of words from this side of the pond, and that's why I love this film so much. It's actually my favorite Mortal Kombat movie out of all of them. Yes, Annihilation, you were somewhere there, because again, if you don't know the story about that film, Michael Jai White, the great martial artist actor himself, was meant to be playing Jax in that sequel, but for some reason didn't actually get to do it in the end. I think he would have been phenomenal. Now, the way this film is actually structured is like the video games. There's a really cool moment actually, which if you don't play the video games you wouldn't get, where Karl Urban's Johnny Cage is up against Kitana, and just at the end of that sequence where he just stands there and just topples over, just like the video games. It's a subtle touch, and if you don't get it, you wouldn't understand it, but I just sat there thinking, big nod of approval. That was a very cool Easter egg. And I've got to say, Josh Lawson as Kano is so funny in this film. I would say even more funnier than he is in the first outing.
What would a Kano Cage spinoff look like? What are you two guys getting up to?
Oh, dude. I mean, I would love
I would love it.
I would love that.
I would love it.
I would like, you know,
Yeah.
I like a road trip movie
Yeah.
or like what was the De Niro Grodin movie?
Midnight Run.
Midnight Run.
I mean,
Like-
classic.
At one point, he actually has this exchange with Karl Urban against a Lord of the Rings backdrop. That's all I'm going to say. And there's this dialogue going back and forth. And I'm pretty sure that Kano drops the C-bomb, because I was laughing so much I wasn't keeping track of it. But you know what? It's an excuse to go to Cineworld Super Screen next week to watch this movie again. I cannot heap enough praise on this sequel. They listened to fans. We didn't like Cole Young, played by Louis Tan, and they somehow sorted that out in this sequel, which I'm really, really pleased with. But the lady fighters are insufferable. We should have probably had a bigger gallery of them, to be honest, but I think they're building it up. I think they're going to make 5 of these films in total, and they should. And they're all shot in Australia so far, so they keep the costs down. But honestly, I cannot heap enough praise on this film. It was a good time from start to finish. And people do say this film doesn't let up, but it does actually. You got to look for the nice, finer comedic moments. Karl Urban is a natural comedian. Again, before his fisticuffs with Baraka, there's a moment where he says to Baraka, "Can you just hold on, please, while I just talk to my friends?" It's a real Scooby-Doo kind of moment, really leans into its sense of humor. The script is surprisingly good. I mean, for a video game adaptation of a very beloved series of games, I don't know who actually put their minds and their pencils to paper and gave us a very good, well thought out screenplay. The music by Ben Wallfish, the soundtrack is incredible. You'll be pumping that in your headphones all day long to your most badass workout ever. So would I recommend Mortal Kombat 2 by Simon McCoy and the returning cast and crew definitely gets my big thumbs up as not just one of the films of the year, but so far remains my favorite Mortal Kombat movie ever. And on that one, folks, if I were you and if you were me, I will catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
Finish him.
But you know, folks, Baraka has a serious dental issue, but as far as I'm concerned, I will leave him just the way he is.
Finish him. Reptile wins.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Dream of me. I'll make your dreams come true. Everything's possible with me.
How do